at? You in the city?
Hey, that boy got that Corona Queens look. Boy, he looking like that Havoc. Boy, looking like Havoc on the
Look,
low.
boy, that nigga look like the old Mike Tyson that I grew up knowing. Look at him. Yee!
Boy, looking clean, looking clean. Hey, we live, we live. You know we wilding out here. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining us once again. It's on the Organic Fanatics. You know what it is. You're 1/3 of your host. I am Ruel Castle King right here. Joined with my other co-hosts, the partners, the Kings. You know what it is. The new Knicks, sir. Talk to him, señorito.
Yo, what's poppin', everybody? Yeah, I mean, salute, salute. Yeah, I mean, welcome home, welcome home. We out here. Fucking, we don't got Mike the specialist with us to do the. Yeah, I mean, original intro, but we winging it. Yeah, I mean, welcome, welcome. Salute to the chat. Salute to the everybody on the live with us. Yeah, I
You're
mean.
and back at it again, Machetazo. We hope he's not as lit as he's been the last couple, but he's with us. He got some.
Hey, the boy,
You're right,
the
brother.
boy, the boy
Hey,
looking
bro.
live.
Hey, what's up, cuz? Hey, my lovely family. My
Yeah.
lovely brother. Yo, they're not just my cousins, they're my little brothers. You don't understand. You don't
Thanks.
understand. I love these are my people. Yo, have a blessed year that is better than the one you had just now. At least you're here. Thank God first. Primeramente a Dios.
Always.
Yo, it's too big. God bless. Let's talk next.
Let's go. Let's talk some Knickerbockers. You know what it is? So we back at it. We got a game tonight against the Orlando Tragic. Orlando Magic. That's my hometown out here. We are in the O. But before we talk about that, we're gonna go back just a little game. Did we get to talk about it? I know I talked about it on the blog here, but did we talk about the game we just had? We played against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Did we talk about that a little bit? We talked about before the game started, about how it was going to be, what we thought it was going to be. We ended up playing this game against OKC. It was a really good game. Some people done lost their minds. They done just went crazy, but we took an L. When did we play that? On Wednesday. Let me go back here real quick here. OKC. Let me go back to the box score. So we played Oklahoma City Thunder. We took an L to them. And they're a really good team. They're the number one team in the West. They've been playing very good. We lost to them 129 to 120. They've been playing on all cylinders. They've been playing very well. They beat Minnesota Timberwolves, who was the number one team in the West. They officially are right now. They have Shea Gildress Alexander, who's playing at phenomenal all-star level, definitely an all-star, who's balling. He's averaging about 30 points a game, so he's cooking out there. I know Melvin, our other cousin, who says trade everybody. Trade the whole team for Shea Gildress. It doesn't matter. Trade the coach, throw in 12 picks, even though we got 11, find another one to give him. Give him everybody for Shea Gildress Alexander, who my man is cooking. He's the Canadian. He's from Canada. He played 36 minutes. We're going to talk a little bit about the ops. Let me just give their stats so we can go into what happened in the game. But Shea Gildress Alexander, 36 minutes, 36 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, 6 defensive, 1 offensive. Boy was cooking. He was out there with a positive 12 for them. He was a top pick for them. Number 1 pick, Chet Holmgren, who I like his skill set. I like his overall game a little better than Wembanyama. They're very similar. I think Wembanyama has a higher skill set ceiling, but I think Chet Holmgren is probably going to be the better complete player. He was balling. They managed to play him 30 minutes. So you got this.
Yeah. Is this the organic
Organic Thunder?
Yeah, is this the organic thunder? Yo, fuck these niggas, B. Yo,
I have to segue.
and listen,
All right.
fuck
I'm trying
that
to segue
shit.
this so people can see what happened.
Man, we here to talk about my dogs, man. Hey,
Okay, well,
fuck the ops. Save that for Mike's segment.
hey, Mike,
I
you
want
want
to
to
hear about.
watch the ops, Mike?
Nah. Let's set it off with what
Let
my
me get it.
dogs did.
We're gonna get to them. Let me get the last player, which this player, and the reason I'm segueing it is because we spoke about it in our last live. If you go back, if you watch it now, go back to our last live. We talked about it. Keys to the game, key stats. I said Jalen Williams We gotta contain this guy. He's a young, up and coming kid. We gotta contain him. He went out for 36 points. He was 100 from the free throw line, 13 of 17. He was almost 80% from the field, 5 for 5 for 3-pointers, 5 or 7 from the free throw. We did not contain him. That's all that to say. We didn't contain this kid. I said they were leading in steals. They were about 16 or 17 steals per game. They're number one in the NBA with that. They got us to force 18 turnovers. And those right there were the keys that I said that was going to lead us to doom. And unfortunately, it did. Now, our players went out. Julius Randle, 35 minutes, 25 points, no blocks, no steals, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, almost a double-double. Mr. Consistent himself is doing what he could. Isaiah Hartenstein only had 4 points. He played 37 minutes. 37 minutes, which is, I mean, he's stretching farther than you can. He's elastic, man. They are stretching their minutes. Thibodeau's about to make them kneecaps explode. Jericho, come back. Jericho, come back. We need you, Jericho. He played 37 minutes, 4 points. He did have 9 rebounds, which is huge for us. 6 defensive, 3 offensive. Dante DiVincenzo, 17 points. He was shooting from everywhere. He was trying to keep swatting them flies from coming at us. He kept us alive. He kept the defense honest. He was stretching the floor. Jalen Brunson, 36 minutes, 24 points. He had 5 turnovers. Big key to the game. He had 5 turnovers. He did have 7 assists, so assists have been steady climbing close to the 8 mark. Emmanuel quickly, what can't you say about him? Machete was calling for Emmanuel to have a big game. That he did. He had 22 points. He was 80% from the 3-point line, 4 of 5. He was lighting it up. 7 of 10 from the field, so he was 70% from the field. He was cooking 100% from the free throw line. Josh Hart played 33 minutes. We needed a big game from him. He gave us 4 points. He gave us the rebounds, 7 rebounds. And then Quentin Grimes, 2 shots only, but in those 2 shots, he only played 11 minutes, but he got 6 points. He was 100% for the 2 shots he took. He hit them joints though. Normally we see an O, but hey, I'll take it. He played very well. He knew he had limited shots. He was going. Big key to this. A lot of this, what you're seeing right now, Knicks Nation, everybody, they're out there with their picket signs, the fire Tibbs, trade RJ. RJ had 14 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He also had 5 turnovers. Tough game for RJ. 1 of 7 for 3, 5 of 14 for the field, only 35%, and 3 of 6. He only had half of his free throws. Tough game for him. Biggest part that you're seeing that everybody is losing their minds. We were down 12 in the first quarter, and we were down 17 total in the whole game. We did fight back. A big part of that fight back was because of IQ. IQ was on fire, lighting it up. And then when we were close in the fourth quarter, Thibodeau made a substitution that ignited Knicks Nations. They went out, they turned over cars, they were kicking trash cans, they started looting, they threw fire. They were fired. They threw fire Molotov cocktails in the street. They were going off. They were in front of RJ's condo. Trade RJ. Trade RJ. Tibbs substituted RJ Barrett for IQ. RJ just played bad. I saw why he did it. He did it because even though IQ was cooking, he was guarding 6'8" Jalen Williams, who we were just talking about, who was on fire. And nobody could stop him. IQ was undersized, 6'2", guarding 6'8". It just didn't work out. People didn't see that. He tried to put an RJ to maybe slow Jalen Williams down, and hopefully RJ's offense could kick in there. That didn't happen, and Knicks Nation went ablaze. Tell me what some of your thoughts that you guys saw in the game, highlights. What did you guys think about that?
I didn't get to see most of the game. I had some stuff to handle, but I mean, for what I saw, I mean, we had a good half. I'm getting some feedback. Yeah, we had a good half in the first half that I seen. We wasn't down by much, and then I think in the fourth quarter I think we tied or I think we were up 4 or something like that, and we just I don't know. They just it's OKC, man. They definitely balling out. I underestimated them.
What about you, Machete? What were some of your thoughts on that?
Oh no, OKC is a young, hot, energetic team that's balling out in the West, and they're going in the playoffs. They might go in the second round. I told you we had to be careful with our turnovers. This is the youngest or the second youngest team in the West, and they're balling out. Those two white boys are like, you know, I don't want to sound exaggerated. That's like a mini version of KD and Larry Bird over there. Those two white boys. They're balling out. They're playing energetic. And they got that rookie. That rookie burned us. With the dreads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Taylor Williams.
That coach, also you gotta give credit to that coach, Mark. I can't pronounce his last name, but you gotta give him credit. We got our coach. I don't know what Thibs was doing out there. Thibs, I love Thibs. You guys know that since the 90s he's been with us. He's been with us at least 5 years, since the late 90s, early 2000s.
Were you reading a eulogy?
Well, I'm saying, yeah, it's starting to sound like that, right? I don't want to have my doubts. It's still very early. We're only 30 games in, 31 games in. But what I'm saying is that, I just didn't understand that, why not go with a hot hand with IQ? IQ is a hot hand. IQ is the man. He's the man, this cat. This cat's the man. Why wouldn't you go with that? You said yourself, Dwight.
I agree. Tibbs made a mistake, bro. He definitely made a mistake.
Where's two shots? Okay, whatever.
Oh, two shots. Hey, two shots said on Sunday. He got some things to talk about. So Sunday, we're gonna see what Two Shots got to say. He got a lot. So tune in Sunday. Apparently, he backing up. Go ahead. My bad. Hey, salute to the chat. Hold on. Salute.
Okay, so also, can I just get something in real quick?
Real quick, hold on.
Hey, salute Mike, hold up.
Salute Morning Brew, full brim salute. We appreciate you guys. Check out Morning Brew if you're watching us. Select, like, subscribe to them, subscribe to us. Did a great show with them today. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for chatting. Salute Just Knicks. Appreciate you guys. You heard? Hey, Morning Brew says shout out to Vanilla Ice and Barbie Caldwell holding it down for the Knicks. He's talking about the Go ahead, Machete. Dale.
Salute to the chat.
You're on mute.
You good?
You guys, you know, is what I was gonna say. Is salute to the chats. Everybody like and subscribe. Organic Fanatic Show.
Dile, dime tu opinión.
No, that was a good game. I didn't underestimate the OKC. They're very well from the front office. We can only learn from Presti and that front office over there, Oklahoma. I really like what they have over there. Like the fans are very excited. I like the way they go about in the stadium. Everybody out there is just a whole different level. This over there is brand new. It's crazy. I really like what they got going on over there out west. I'm really rooting for them out there out west. They're the other blue and orange. I don't even know if you really can call them the other blue and like their colors are similar to ours. No, am I right? Right, Dwight?
Yeah.
Aren't their colors similar to ours?
Yeah. Everybody bites the Knicks. So does the Cavs. So all these new teams is always biting off of them. There is no other blue and orange. There's the only blue and orange.
We agree. I like what the organization is doing out there. They got it. They played us very well. We only lost by 9 points. We could have done better. If I think the only thing that Thibs making that switch with IQ, RJ for IQ, and other than that, you know, we played a very good game out there out west. Now we got a game going on tonight in Orlando, so you know, I think we're gonna get our shit together tonight.
Well, we'll get to the Orlando in a second here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
have
wanna.
something to say there? Yeah, something to
Uh,
say?
I mean, shit. Yeah, my bad. On my previous thoughts, I thought the Knicks would have a bounce back game. You know, and come into the game. You know, after that win with the Bucks. You know, but shit. You know, you can't. I mean, the way RJ was playing and Tibbs as well. You know, I mean, everybody out here reading eulogies for RJ and Tibbs. I mean, what can you do? It's just the next fan base.
And for the game, I mean, listen, uh, you're not going to be able to win every game. You're not going to be able to be in every game. They had 0 players on the injury. They no excuses. You just got to see who your opponent is. They've won 8 of their last 9 games. They've been on the road. They beat a lot of top teams. They were clicking on all cylinders. They were playing well, just like when we played Minnesota. They were playing well. No injuries. No excuses. We don't have Mitch. We didn't have Jericho Sims. You have Hartenstein, our only true center, playing 37 minutes. All of their players are over 6'6" for sure, except for Shea Gilgis, the only small player. And we were trying to play them while playing one-on-one against Shea Gilgis, which was tough scheming, but we're already undermanned. You have to try to play one-on-one. He was taking it personal when he was getting guarded by Dante DiVincenzo, when he was guarded by Josh, and he was taking it to the basket, but he was doing his thing. Tough team, man. They're a very tough team, very skilled. Their entire roster. I'm going down the list. I don't have all of it, but their entire
I
roster.
mean, look, Dwight, man, look. It really came down to fucking. We had too many turnovers, dude.
Yeah.
We had like 18 turnovers. These guys did not take care of the ball. These guys did not play better defense. RJ was off.
I mean, but it
IQ
was
did
okay. It
IQ
was okay.
IQ
Z forcing it.
IQ did all he could. Hartenstein did all he could. We really were outmatched, and we were playing in their house. And not only that, the fucking refs were fucking up calls, man. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna front.
Russ
The
made
refs were out
terrible
there.
calls,
The refs were making some terrible fucking calls that were very discouraging, and they had Randall fucking complaining to the refs when he could have been running back. Stupid shit like that. So they got inside our heads. We got outmatched. We played them at home. The refs fucked us up. We lost by 9 points, but that's all right. We played a very good team, and you know, whatever. It is what it is. Now we have to fucking play in. Now we have to travel from Phoenix, Arizona to Florida, Orlando, Florida, to play the Orlando Magic, who's in 5th place, a couple of spots ahead of us. And so now we have to focus on this game that we have to play tonight at 7 o'clock.
Let us get to the Orlando Magic. We finished here, but I got you. And we weren't in Phoenix, Arizona. It's Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't know where Phoenix, Arizona came from, but we are OKC.
My bad. I was thinking about the Suns.
I'm from OKC back here. They're a great team. As I was saying before you were saying that, their entire roster is all first-round picks, maybe, but 3 or 4 second-round picks. Not making excuses, but they've been stockpiling first picks and having top-tier #1 pick for a while. Jason Williams, Chet Holmgren, Shea Gilgeous, all these players are top elite draft picks that they've drafted. So it's a matter of time before they start popping, and they're playing very good. You have if you have 5 LeBron Jameses on the court, at some point they're going to be good. They're playing very well. You got to tip your hats to them. They have a whole.
No, I mean they're OKC's building their roster to the future of what the NBA is heading to. You know what I mean? Everybody is that kid Williams is dangerous. You know, this ain't a OKC channel, but you know they got some young talent out there, and they are oversized for their position. A majority of them.
And the reason I'm bringing that up is just like Orlando. These are teams that were down for so long. I top number one. It's not like protected first picks. It's not at the bottom of the draft picks. You're talking top 10, top 15, number 4, number 1s, a bunch of high number 1 picks. A bunch of them. It's not like they had a 1 draft pick. Like we've had no first round draft pick except for Patrick Ewing. These guys have had
And RJ.
RJ's 3. All right, top 3. But that's what I'm saying. Look, you're talking about almost close to a 30-year gap. And these guys have had 8 to 10 within a 10-year gap. You know what I'm saying? Like between them and Orlando, they've had constant back-to-back top-tier number 1 picks. Plus, they still have other top-tier number 1 picks. So when our Knicks fan base is like, oh, we should be like them. We should get Shea Gilgeous. Like they've had a lot to get to that point, and they still got a lot of draft picks. We are trying to build from the bottom up. I think as my man Hector was saying, the bar was set really low all the way down to the ground from sea salt. That was a heck of a comparison, by the way, Hector. Salute to you, sir. He said from sea salt all the way from the salt at the bottom of snow all the way to the bottom. We don't have the luxury of what a lot of these teams have. You know, so as far as all the draft picks, so if you're playing a team with all these number 1 picks, top tier picks, as they should be dope. You should be playing like how you played us. They're the number 1 team is forcing turnovers. They proved that to be right. They forced 18. They averaged 16 and a half. You know what I'm saying? They were a big team. They forced Jalen Brunson to 5. Jalen Williams, big kid, long arm thing, forced RJ to 5. They forced us out of our element. So it's a tough to compare that, but they played a very good game. I like and we even with all that, we were down 12, then we were down 17. Even with all that, we still gave ourselves a fighting chance to get into the game and almost win it. With all the elements against us as usual. Well, that's what I love about my Knickerbockers.
Right. I mean, Dwight, their best player, Shea Gilgeous, had 36 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Randall, who was our best player, had 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. And if you're talking about team comparisons, right? We hit 50% of our field goals. They hit 54% of their field goals. We had 41% of our 3 points. They hit 43% of their 3-pointers.
I think their bench killed us.
Yeah,
it was evenly matched for our bench.
Yeah, that little shorty, like I said, that little dread, the rookie. I can't remember his name.
Corey, I think it was Corey. Corey that day.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. Corey.
At least we hit 80% of our free throws, and but we had more assists. We had 24 assists to their 20.
It has to be 27 or greater.
We won on the rebound side. We had on the rebound side we had 40 rebounds to their 27. But on the fast break points they beat us 22 to 12. They had 6 steals. We had 2 steals. They had 10 blocks. We had 2 blocks. Right.
And they only had 4 turnovers for the entire game, which is crazy. We had 18. They only had 4. And their other kid, their bench is really deep, man. They got a lot of young talent. And as you were saying, props. That's a young coach. That's really good.
I mean, we beat them on the rebound side. Like we had 9 offensive rebounds. They had 3. We had 31 defensive rebounds. They had 24. And points off the turnovers, like I told you. Well, actually, we had 21 points off the turnovers, and OKC had 5.
Yeah, so it was a good game, man. I mean, it's just one that ball it up and throw it in the trash can. We're trying to survive above water, keep our heads above water right now until Mitch and Jericho come back. We played an elite, a team that's clicking on all cylinders. Everybody's healthy on their team. Everybody's top picks. No excuses. They're a great team. They're a good young team. And, again, if we lost to like a Detroit, I'd be more frustrated. I'd be with the picket signs, start with the riot out there. But overall, the fact that we did pretty good and almost had a chance to win, all right. I definitely understand people's sentiment about switching out RJ. You go with the hot hand. IQ was a hot hand. But at the same counter to that, Jalen Williams was also the hot hand. And IQ was guarding their hot hand, and he just tried to go for defensive matchup. Whether I agree with it or not, I see what he was trying to do. I may not agree with, and just like our fan base. Salute, Coach Sire. Appreciate you. So salute to him. And I don't know. I agree. I understand Tibbs maybe made a bonehead. You go with the high hand. Maybe it's something he can learn from. And that coach from OKC, I got to give him props. Young cat, but he's playing with young teams. So people are like, just got a young coach. He took a while to get him there, but he did good. And the last 2 games, he's had a 12-man rotation. He's been playing everybody. So that messes up the game plan of how you defend this team when they're playing 12 players. Everybody's clicking. It was just a great execution from OKC. That's what I tip my hat to them. They did a great job on there. Can Mitch possibly come back for the playoffs? So coach is asking a question before we get to Orlando. So can Mitch make it to playoffs?
No, not forcing it. Let him sleep.
What are your thoughts, Machete? He'll come back on that. Can he? He probably could. Would I want to push Mitch? Were you saying, Machete, that you want to jump in on that?
Didn't he just have surgery?
Just have surgery. They're gonna reevaluate him in, I think it's 8 weeks from that time.
I mean, would we want him coming in the same way our Silverback was playing last year?
No.
Like,
You got
it's not worth it.
Nah,
They didn't say if he was gonna be out completely the entire year.
No, yes,
But
they did.
if he already
That
has
was
surgery,
definitely reported.
So
That was definitely reported.
no, he has to be out the rest of the year, in my opinion, because at least 6 months. Like I said, 6 to 8 months, depending. They're not talking about what the severity of the injury is. They already said they already initially
had surgery,
already said the entire year. So if they're gonna say the entire year, then let him sit out the entire year.
And there's, from what they said, if what the rumors are out there saying, so they said he had surgery. It was an ankle injury surgery. Then when we applied for the disabled player for the $7.5 million, you have to show some kind that you think that he's probably not going to be able to come back. If that report that went out there is true, saying that he had screws on his foot, if he had screws on his foot, which that was a report that went out there, I don't think it was confirmed.
Who reported that? What was the source?
It was the Knicks. The Knicks were saying that supposedly he had screws on there, that they just didn't report that he had screws on his foot, and that's
so Knicks PR said that Mitchell Robinson had screws in his foot.
I want to say, don't quote me, but I want to say Shams said that Knicks didn't put public that he had a surgery, he had screws on his feet or on his foot. You know what I'm saying? And then if that's the case, if it's that severe, if it was an ankle surgery, like maybe you fix a tendon or something like that it takes a while to heal, and then you put weight on it.
So why would you want to bring him back in 3-4 months?
You wouldn't. But that's the question that's provoked that people are asking now. Like, would you bring him? Even if let's say 8 weeks, he's perfect in 8 weeks, you still wouldn't do it. He has to get back in game shape, and then even to get in game shape, that's going to take a couple of weeks. And then
forcing the hand.
And then on top of that, he's got to come back not only in game shape, but in playoff atmosphere, playoff energy, bullies his balling type. Like, you got to come from zero to hero right off the bat. Like, you got to come with the way you left and some to come back against people who are ready to play in the playoffs. They're bringing the bully. The defense is more aggressive in the playoffs. It's more physical in the playoffs. I don't think you risk it at that point. As much as you want to, you'd like to, you don't risk it. And if you've seen the recent video where he's with his old coach that he has that's living with him now, he's with the little scooter where you got the little foot looking like a flamingo. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That ain't look good. Like he's walking on it, walking on it now.
I mean, Julius Randle. Just a slight comparison. Julius Randle just came from a surgery. I think it was an ankle surgery. At the ending of the year, it took him about like 20 to 30 games to get back to his self after 6-8 months of recovery. So you can add about, like, it doesn't add up. even if he was out, to come back in is not logical.
You don't want to. You don't want to risk. It's just like an asset you have. You don't want to risk that asset. It's not only money. It's a player. You don't want to risk him. You want to keep his future. Hopefully, he can bounce back and speedy recovery to Mitch. But you wouldn't want to force as much as we want to, as much as we want to save the season. You don't want to bring him back. To answer the second part of your question, can Mitch Pop besides him coming back? So are we looking for a stopgap? If you know Tibbs, again with the front office, when the front office Tibbs before they start any season, they come up with a plan, they come up with a formula, they come up with two plans behind that, A, B, and C. They run with A. If A doesn't work or something fails, you go to your backup plan, and then they got a backup plan after that. So they already knew Mitch. That's why he got $60 million. But it's a possibility he could miss some games. He's averaged about 20-ish or so. That's why you got iHeart's playing phenomenal. They were betting on Jericho Sims, who's similar, which we spoke about that, I believe, on the Morning Brew Show, as well as us here in our podcast here, that Jericho plays very similar. I know the New Knicks was talking about that in length, that Jericho plays similar to Mitch, so he can be the stopgap that you're talking about to play, develop. That's where play the youth. This is where Jericho would figure it out on the fly, playing after Mitch. So Jericho is basically our stopgap. As everybody's asking, do we trade? Do we find people? I don't think we make moves as far as trading to another team.
I mean, we did sign. The front office did what I said about 2 podcasts ago. They went to Westchester and they signed people from our own system. So for the fact that Jericho's out for the next week to whatever it is, I mean Jericho is basically the second line of defense when it comes to that rim. You know what I mean? That's why he was starting as soon as Mitch went down, he was the next man up. And Tibbs trusts him, and I'm pretty sure the office bringing up homie from Westchester. Would he see the time of day? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I mean, but they rather go with the budget and just keep things in house until they think something is worth the approach. Yeah, I mean, they're not gonna do it if it's not gonna. I mean, move the needle. Yeah, I mean, and we're already at the second round of playoffs. So the only thing that will move the needle is Eastern Conference Championship. So if we're not making any moves to get us there and beyond, chill out.
Machete, what are some of your thoughts on Mitchell Robinson? Do you bring him back? And if not him, what do you think is the option that the Knicks are looking at, or can they do something? Do you think they make a move?
All right, he must be.
No. They made a good move with getting that guy from the G League. He's a big 7-footer. He's Serbian or something like that. He's one of those tough guys I was telling you about. Getting one of those tough European guys that, I don't know how good he is, but I think he was getting good numbers. He was breaking records or something like that.
He was all right.
I mean, he's 7 foot. He's a body, and he can score. But I mean, the size is definitely what.
But his size is what we're talking about. Everybody's talking about how small the Knicks are. So you got a big Serbian, you got a big European guy that you want to give him a chance. We got a good backup for the backup. It's not going to be too long before Sims is back. Sims went up against some big guys that took him down, and they were all big European guys. I was telling you about that, Ruel.
Yeah, I mean, but Sims is definitely.
Sims is gonna be back. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sims is gonna be back. Mitch Rob is gonna be back. I ain't worried about it, man. We got good time for Hartenstein and Taj. We're gonna we played a really good team in OKC, and we played them at home. We only lost by 9. It ain't that big a deal. We're all right. Now we got to worry about Orlando, which is going to be a real challenge because they're more in our division. They're more in the East Coast. They're in the Southeast. So they're more in our division, and we gotta focus on them right now.
We'll get Orlando in a second. We want to finish this topic real quick, and then we'll jump into the Orlando section. I know you want to get in on that, always. But Mitch, my thought on it, I think we're just kind of to what Machete was saying. Flex Seal, we put that on there on the boat. It's not sinking right now. We still got a winning record. We're over 500. We're just holding on tight until Jericho comes back. Which segue into what we're talking about now. The last time we played Orlando, Mitch was down, which was around the March timeframe. I was at that last game as well. Jericho played that game. Jericho played very well. We were 9-7 with Jericho when Mitch was down for roughly those 17, 16 games. So he will fill in well. He's gonna more than likely close out the year. Once he comes back, he's more than likely gonna be the starter. Isaiah Hartenstein's doing well, even though he played 37 minutes and was gas. And he's good for rebounding, but he's good in spurts. He's good. He's best at the second, as a bench player coming off the bench because he facilitates well with that team. He vibes already with them, and Jericho would be the guy. As far as Wiseman, coach, he sucks. He's not gonna. But the reason Sims sucks, or he's gonna play the same role Mitch did. You didn't see Mitch getting 15 points and 20 rebounds. He wasn't giving us Zach Randolph numbers. He's there to facilitate a role, get rebounds, blocks, block the paint. Our main offense is our 3 players, RJ, Randall, and Brunson. The center right there in the tip system is not to stretch the floor, to be his own offense, unless you get him in pick and roll, involves in pick and roll. And that's what Jericho can do. Jericho can be great at pick and rolls. He can be good at lobs. You can involve him that way, but he's just there to a stopgap, as you were saying, someone to defend the rim, get rebounds, and put pressure on the other defensive team. That's what he's there for. We're more than likely not going to make any moves. Leon is frugal as hell. He's not going to make an in-season move. He's never done it in the 3 years he's been with us here, unless it's something that you got to make the move. Like it's delivered into your hand. Unless it's something that it's this person that's right there, you got to go for it. It's more than likely not going to happen. There's Deadman Baines, or whoever Deadman is. Dwayne Deadman, I like him. There's some other people right now in the waiver wire you can get that'll be a better gap filler than making trades and losing assets on there. Than making a midseason move. He's not going to make a midseason, as New Knicks was saying. That's not going to tilt the scale or get you over that. And even if he would, he's going to wait till after the trade deadline, when all the teams make their moves and desperate for playoffs, and they make moves. And when they waive somebody, we're going to look in the trash can and say, yeah, we could use him for free. And then you save the assets for the end of the season, which that's when these moves are going to be. The RJs, the Grimes. You want to go after these other names. It's going to happen in the offseason. This is an evaluation year. See how these people do, see how they finish the year, and then we make that move.
Yeah, I don't agree with Coach saying that Sims sucks. Yeah, I mean he does play defense.
He's young.
He definitely makes JB more open to the mindset of the pick and roll. Yeah, I mean the lob way. Yeah, I mean so he does his job. He protects the rim. Yeah, I mean
It's his role. He plays his role.
he plays his role. Yeah, I mean he's not a big outside offensive threat to stretch the floor or anything, but him it's the same difference between him and Mitch. I mean Mitch and Hartenstein, they're two different centers. The same way Sims is. Yeah, I mean Sims is just a defensive athletic monster, and that's something that you can't just overlook the way, I mean, he plays his role. Yeah, I mean, so
Hey, look,
Tibbs trusts him enough to start. That should say
Hey,
something.
look, the I just thought of something right off the top of my head, man. As much as I like Sims, he's injury prone. Right before the end of the season last year, he had to have
Cold
um.
take. This is his first injury in like 3 years. Cold
No,
take.
it's not. Phil, he had injury. He had shoulder surgery at the end of last year, and he had to heal over the summer, and he's just coming back from that.
Mike,
And now
he
he's got
wanted to play with
and
a
now he just
broken
got
ankle.
injured. And before that, he had some kind of injury before that.
Well, yo,
Listen,
Mike, stop it.
he did have
Yo,
the he did
say,
have the shoulder.
I mean, listen, you do your
Did he not
swag.
have
Your
soldier?
swag
Did
is
he
on
not?
100. That stop,
Did he
stop.
not just
Your
come off a
swag is on
surgery?
100, but put the reading glasses on because you're
No,
obviously
you got to
not seeing
remember he came
something.
off a surgery last. Am I right or wrong,
He
Ruel?
did have shoulder surgery after he wrecked it in the dunk contest. It wasn't, but he still played the rest of
Yeah,
the game. He did have it all season
yeah.
He was out for a minute though.
after, but he was in the off season.
Off season, Mike.
But
He's always
he
been
got
available.
injured and had surgery and was, regardless whether it was on the season or off the off season, he's still
Fucking
injury prone.
AirPods,
And he
bro.
had surgery. He just had a shoulder surgery, and now he's having an ankle surgery.
He just sprained his ankle. This is the first time he's
Okay.
had any real injury in a
Okay,
game.
it's a sprain. Thank God. All right.
It's a sprain. It's like he didn't have
I'm just
surgery.
saying. I'm just saying.
And I hear your take, but everybody in the NBA has issues. They go through the bumps and bruises. Everybody gets injured. Everybody
Hey,
gets cold. They go through cold or sickness. He just sprained his ankle. He's out 2 weeks. He'll be back. He didn't break
uh,
anything, sprain anything. He's
I'm
out.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's on the same trajectory as Hartenstein. They barely miss games. I never seen Sims not available. Has he been on the bench for a year or two? Yes, but he's always been available. Just because he's on the bench doesn't mean he's injured.
Hey, coach says hot take.
Well,
Sims is negative on offense and defense.
hey,
Diablo, coach.
hey, will this guy who's a 7-footer? What's his name?
Miracle, I think it's Miracle. I'm butchering his name. I'll
Will
get
he
it.
get more time over Taj because he's just younger and is a 7-footer?
Listen, I'll tell you the truth is he ain't never sniffing the court. At least not this year. He's not gonna sniff it. He'll sit on the side. He's gonna look at how the NBA works, the fast speed. He's gonna learn from ties. Like this is where you want to stand. That's what you want to do. But he's more unless somebody throws a bomb in the gym, unless Tanya Harding is out and comes at the shins of Taj Gibson, he's probably not gonna see the court. Just saying.
Yo, my God. Out of the horse's mouth himself, Tim said he will play Hart, Deuce, the Water Boy, whoever he needs to play at center. He
He
is
said
not
Randall and
real.
Hart. You know how desperate you gotta be to say that you would play Josh Hart at.
And I think he said Deuce too. He said he'll play Deuce at 5.
I mean, the guy, for him to even say that out loud, out of his mouth, in the press conference, post game. I mean, he's already considered it. We got enough players. We'll play Juice Randall at the 5. We got Josh Hart. We can play Josh Hart at the 5. Josh Hart came out. He replied, "Hell no, I'm not playing 5, man. I'm a guard." Hey, but that just shows to the likes of what Tibbs would do. And right now, Eddie from Morning Brew is throwing his remote control at the TV, mad at Tibbs right now. um, that's where we're at.
We'll,
I don't think
we'll
we're
be
gonna
all
be.
right. We'll be all right.
We good, guys.
I don't know last year, but I'm pretty sure we were more or less in the same position.
We had a worse record than we have right now with less
Uh,
injuries.
hold on, because these motherfucking Bluetooth. Every time I fucking touch these AirPods, they fucking flat down.
You switching songs?
We're 17 and 13, so I mean I don't see why people spazzing out. We're above 500. So stop reading eulogies and making funerals and trades and listen. A lot that's really out there is Is Mike talking? Am I on?
Nah,
Okay, I thought. Okay. Uh,
your
yeah.
Falcon was
I mean,
trash.
a lot of people want Dejounte Murray. A lot of people
You
want
bring it
like
up, so now we got to talk about it. Go ahead.
no, no. I'm just saying like we got to look at the reality of the facts of all these trades that trade scenarios that people are cooking up. Like let's look into the reality. When I say Knicks fans always got their horse blinders on, and they don't like looking at the whole parameter of the shit that's around them. Like, bro, this is you're talking about CAA and Clutch. They've been going back and forth with each other. So, like the DeJounte Murray, as much as he's a fit and a great asset, bro, like let's look at the reality. Clutch is not fucking with us because of CAA. Yeah, I mean, Cam Reddish was clutch. They did not give Cam no clutch. I mean, they did not give Cam no burn here. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but he's out of here. You know what I mean? So Mitch being a used to be a clutch sport agent, now he's with CAA. So it's a whole clusterfuck of shit that we're not taking into account. You know what I mean? So
And guys, just Knicks Nation. Let me just let's address it here. Just real quick. Let's talk about it. I get it, coach. You don't trust the front office, but when you make a plan, you have a plan and you have your A, B, and C, your way of going. You stick to your plan because you've already researched, you made your analysis, you've attempted, they made calls to everybody that they thought they were going to try to get, who they could have gotten. They tried making calls, see what's available, who they could have gotten. They made these calls. They were doing this all summer. Who they made a plan. Who could they try to go for? They tried to go from with Zach LaVine. Rich Paul was like, nah, he ain't going there. They tried to make the move early. It didn't go. So you want to try to make that before the season so the team can gel and you can go with what you have. That didn't pan out. So they said, this is run. When you go in a drag race, run what you brung. This is my car. This is the tools I got. These are the power tools. These are all the spare parts I got. This is what I'm running with. This breaks. This is the tires I'm going with. I can't just go to the dude that's winning the race and be like, yo, your tires are working good. You want to sell me your tires? Why is he going to sell me tires? We're both racing. Why is he going to give me his tires to help me win? And I'm like, he ain't going to do it, bro. He run.
hey,
Go ahead, go
hey,
ahead.
I'm a play. We playing Uno, so I'm gonna throw the reverse card. Welcome to the Organics Fanatic Show, where we give you racing tips on how the ops are running the race and not to evaluate the calculations of the.
Hey, I'm not saying I
You
race.
always do it to me.
Hey, you're right. You're right. Hey, I'm all about cars, speed, and all. Hey, y'all want to talk about cars? We can get into that. We might do the organic.
Hey, but listen, pause. Just Nick said, they're supposed to be having a meeting and Rich and Leon. So hopefully, I mean, hey, let's speak it into existence. Let's say a prayer, Lord. Let these two gentlemen meet up so we can have some type of cohesion and gelling. That I mean, because we're in the Knicks already are in an uphill battle. Yeah, I mean, with not being friends with the NBA coalition. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so
look, I
not
get that.
only do we have to battle all the teams, we have to battle the whole association. Like it's an uphill battle being a Knicks fan,
And look,
and just
I'm
people
gonna say
don't
it.
understand it.
If they talking and they trying to get it, look, Rich Paul, that's corny, bro. If you're a representative of a player, you have to have the player's interest in mind at all times. What's the best opportunity that you are to represent for your player? Even if I don't like CAA and the best opportunity for my player is in this organization, I gotta humble myself, put my pride away, and force that conversation anyway and say, you know what, this would be a great solution or something that would be for my player. You got to put the player first, not who you are. I don't like Leon. I mean, you sound. I ain't talking to Leon. Leon did me dirty. I don't like the way he was talking to me. He was just talking greasy. Bro, that it ain't none of that, bro. It ain't none of that. You got to put the player in mind first. If they're talking great, they're holding hands, they're having s'mores, they're singing kumbayas. Good for you, bro. If about DeJounte Murray, maybe I'm a little salty. Maybe it's a New Yorker in me. I wasn't happy with how he was clickbaiting us when we were talking about we were going after him before Atlanta. That he had that little picture he put on a blue hoodie, like the color of the Knicks, like he was coming to us. And then when he went to Atlanta, he was like, ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? That still stuck. That still stuck with me, player. That still stuck with me. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be here, you want to be here. So the fact that he did that, maybe I'm a little salty for that. So I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Knicks against the world, facts. No thanks, don't watch clutch players. I agree with you there. Forget clutch players. Big or wing, coach. We agree. But what we're looking for, bigs, wings, and what we're looking for, free agency for next year is where all the bigs and wings are going to be available. That's why I said it's an evaluation this year of who we have, who stays with us, who goes, and then at that point you make trades at the end of the year after these teams that are desperate for playoffs make these crazy trades up to the trade deadline, and then next year they'll get rid of them, and by the end of the summer, that's when you're going to make your best moves. Anything that you make between now and up to the trade deadline, you already look desperate. They're going to try to wring you out and take all your money, or all draft picks, essentially. That's why we are not really making that move. That's why I think we stand back. Wiseman, as you said here, is not a good fit. He hasn't had much NBA playing time. He definitely is injury prone. So that's why I don't think it works. So, and you said don't want him. We have a PG already. Yeah, they would more than likely try to play him as a 2 with DeJounte Murray. I think he's good. I think he's a defender. He did score 51 on us. It's not working with him and Trae Young. He would be someone that you can take a risk on. I see it. I'm not a fan of it, but if you're gonna get someone as a 2, he could work. He's 6'5", long wingspan defender. A new situation, you know, playing in the Garden. He liked playing here. He had big games in the Garden. I think it may work out, but again, I'm not. It's not like we're under 500 now and we added DeJounte Murray and now we're in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're fighting with our player, RJ. So I don't know.
Listen, I mean, all the players that everybody's out in the landscape looking at, like a lot of players aren't built to play in New York. Let's just make this plain, clear, and simple. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that you see over there succeeding in fucking country grass or wherever the fuck they at. This is New York City. It's different. It's almost Dominican different. You know what I mean? So just keep that in mind, bro. Like, not everybody's built to play in New York. Let us do what we doing and let my young niggas work.
Hey, just Knicks. I see what you did there. Yes, you hit a player that I like. That I think that would be the target that Knicks front office, and I think that is the move of what we're really going for. That nobody's really going to talk about. I think you would move the needle. I think we could get him just out of contract, not lose assets. But I think Tobias Harris is really the move that we go for. He's someone that would fit into a starting role. I don't know how that works with RJ and who does RJ. I think if they do get him, RJ could go back to the 2. But I definitely like Tobias Harris. He's a shooter, experienced, 6'10". He can space the floor. He's been averaging north of 18.
You got He's kind of old.
Experience.
Yeah.
He's 30. So Mikal Bridges 29. You know, he's there, but you can't replace 6'10", who's lethal at 3, who could defend. He's tall. He's experienced. Playoff experience galore. He's a winner. I definitely like Tobias Harris. He's someone that I definitely can see us having next year.
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
I said next year.
I'm talking about fucking Jay Blaze. Always throwing shots. Blaze always got. Hey, you always got something loaded. Salute to Jay. You heard?
Salute to Jay Blaze, Johnny Harris. Mr. Heat himself, the Miami Heat. When we play the Heat, we'll see if he makes it out this year. He's always throw Molotovs in the chat. Tobias doesn't suck, Harris. Free agent, correct. Murray, we're gonna move on from that. If you guys got more you want to talk about, we'll get back to that after we talk about tonight's game. Right now, we are going.
Yeah. Follow, like, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. You know what I mean? Get us out there. We're trying to get a 500 by the end of this month.
Yeah, we just want 500. When we get a 500, we need to like, subscribe, share it. You know what I'm saying? Say these dudes are buffoons, they crazy, but they aight. They work.
Try and get $1 million.
$1 billion.
Get $1 million, y'all.
Hey, salute, like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, aggressively, passionately. But right now, as Machete's been dying to talk about, we're going against the Orlando Tragic, the Orlando Magic. This is hometown here. I should have been at the game, but I'm here with you guys. I want to be with you rather than being at the game.
I thought you would have been at the game.
I would have been at the game, but I'm a dad.
Yeah. The only way Dwight's going if Ross says, "Yo, we out to the game." Kids, I gotta get going.
Hey, when Raw ready to go, Raw Hebrew, salute Raw Hebrew, my brother. Hey,
salute to Raw. When Raw says it's time to ride, that's the only time Dwight's flying.
Raw Hebrew, boy, that's my boy. He's like Flavor Flav, boy. He get you hype, like, oh, let's go to the game. Go. He get turned up. So anyway, Orlando Magic tonight. It's probably in about an hour, 7:30. They're another young team. Now they've had a 3-game losing streak. They just lost to the Philadelphia 76ers. They too are very similar. They started off very hot in the East Coast. They're up there. They're ahead of us. I think they're in 4th or 3rd. I got to go back and just double check. You guys let me know in the chat where they stand, but I believe they're in 3rd or 4th place. They're definitely they were number 2. They're starting to drop.
Nah, they're in 5th place. They're not that far game. They're only half a game ahead of us. If we win tonight, we'll be tied with them in 5th place. Okay, so we played them the last 2. This is going to be the 3rd time this year. We played them twice earlier this year. We played them and we beat them in February on my wife's birthday. We beat them by 5 points. And all the games were over there in Florida. So we're playing again once again in their house for the 3rd time this year. The second time we played them was in March, 3 days before Bishop's birthday, and we lost that game. And we played them over there. So they got that home advantage. We're 50-50, and once again, like OKC. We were 50-50 with OKC, and then they beat us. And this is a hot team that's a little bit, if not as good as, if not a little bit better than we are. So we have to tread lightly. We're also playing them in their house.
Yeah.
Quick, sorry, before you go into that, just Knicks asked, can Hartenstein be our starting center? For the time being, yes, he can. But as soon as Sims gets back and works out his little, I mean, he's going to be on the bench for a second till he gets back in his mojo, but Tibbs will have him back in the starting lineup. He's the only one that can replicate the defense that Mitch provides for us as an anchor. So you could call Sims the mini anchor.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I agree that once Jericho comes back, he's going to be our starting center. Again, as the New Knicks was saying, you can't add another offensive player, even though Hartenstein plays good in spurts with the starting unit, because he can facilitate and help get the ball movement and get RJ slicing and cutting and find RJ when he's actually, cutting. He can help in spurts there, but he operates better when he's coming off the bench. So more than
yeah, and no slight to Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread does his thing. Wonder Bread is that ninja. I mean? So Wonder Bread is a hustler. If Tibbs was an offensive minded first
Coach, yeah, you can see Hartenstein starting over Sims, not over Mitch, but over Sims. His offense is definitely uh reaching its peak. Yeah, I mean, it's reaching its peak. Like he's still about a year or two away.
Listen, and those as you said, salute to our non-toasted bread. We are the lightly toasted. Salute to our dark toasted brothers. We all bread. It's just what are we toasted or not toasted? So salute to the white bread. We appreciate him. He does good. He played 37 minutes the last game and got 4 points. So offensive is none of them are really tilting the scale offensively. And again, that even shows when you're with that starting unit, you're not really gonna get you're not gonna get touches where you're gonna be able to let loose and do some offense. You're there to rebound and defend, which why Sims works better. iHeart in the bench has a little more productivity where he could do his little floater shot where IQ finds him and then gets him to do either a little hook shot or pass or something like that. Salute Mitch. That's right, Mitchell Robinson. You can't replace that, but I think Sims is more.
Salute to Mitch, man. I hope he's out there enjoying his time with his daughter. And has he been on the bench with us?
No, he's still recovering. He's still recovering. He was in the little scooter. That's why I said he looked like a flamingo. He got the little
Okay.
scooter. So he has it, which again, as the story goes,
Yeah.
brought in his high school coach because his
Yeah.
high school lost his wife. He's in there to take care of the coach. Now he gets injured, and then now his coach is taking care of Mitch. So
Yo, that's that speaks to the characters of the players on the Knicks roster, bro. Yeah, I mean they real stand up, stand up characters. Yeah, I mean salute to them.
yep, salute to them. Tonight's game's gonna be tough. The last three games we played against Orlando were close. They were within a 5 to 6 point game. Last time we played them, they were a little young, inexperienced. That they had a lot of talent, which they do. And it's gonna be a German sighting today. You got the Wagner boys from Orlando, two of them, and then you got White Bread. That's gonna be our. So it's gonna be a German party. It's gonna be so. But they're good. But they know how to win now. They're 11-4 at home, which is very tough. They got one of the best records. So this is going to be a big challenge for us. They're not that great defensively. They're great defensively. They're fifth in defense. So it's going to be interesting how they play us. They're not that great in offense, but they're a running and slashing team. Jalen Suggs is going to be an X factor to look for today. The last two games they had, I think Jonathan Isaac had a hamstring, who I like Isaac and we can get him on the low. Harris, and I don't mean Jay Blaze Harris. Harris was out. I think he had a strain too or some kind of illness. So they're not at full strength right now. So that only helps our advantage. It should be a game that we can pull it out if we play a full 48 minutes. It's going to be challenging. What are some of your thoughts, Machete, on the Orlando Magic game tonight?
All right, he's always been off timing,
Okay.
but
I'm sorry. I'm a little
yeah,
bit.
what is you doing, bro?
No,
What
but
is
I was gonna say the
hungry
injury.
ass
As far as
nigga,
injury,
B?
Yeah.
I'm
Nigga,
just saying, as
clean
far as
your
that injury is
mouth,
concerned,
hungry ass
as far
nigga.
as they got Markel Fultz is off. They're gonna have Gary Harris is out, Joe Ingles, and Jonathan Isaacs. So they
Are you
are a little
sinking?
bit on the injury side. We could take a little bit of an advantage. I still wouldn't sleep, but I think we got this. I wouldn't. We gotta make up for what we did the other day. Now, we're just gonna see. This is like I said, we haven't played them since earlier in the year. We played them back in February and March, and we were 50-50, and we shouldn't sleep. Once again, we're on the road. Let's get this win.
Yeah. Well, what are some of your thoughts on the Knicks game versus Orlando, the Knicks?
Shit. Everybody better show the fuck up after that last loss. I'm really expecting RJ to pop up. Hart needs to, yeah, I mean, like everybody needs to be on their A game and let's try to get a starting role on that on the wins. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can get something started, bro. Because I think by this time last year we had some type of win in the win columns. You know what I mean? I think can't remember when we went on that eight
It was
run.
around now. It was around now that we started going on that 8-game winning streak.
The first one.
Yeah, it was around the same
All
time.
right. We started off the year good. Yeah, I mean, breaking some records. Started off breaking a record since 2012, whatever that was, the best start. You know what I mean?
And let's get started on that 9-10 win roll.
I'm looking for a big game today for us. As you were saying, 48 minutes. We have to. Their key players you're going to be looking for right now is Franz Wagner. He played him and R.J. Barrett. For some reason, they match up well against each other, like playing against each other. Franz Wagner was in Team Germany who won the gold in FIBA. So Franz Wagner still cooking from that. He played very well. Him and RJ have a good battle. Hopefully, this brings out the best in RJ today. We start getting into a rhythm. We need to start locking our D down, pause, our defense. So this is where the defense, we got to get into some kind of rhythm, finding some way to slow other teams down to get into the rhythm. I believe our defense will get better once Jericho comes back. Right now, again, we're stopping the bleeding. But today you're going to see what a current All-NBA player, All-Star Julius Randle versus what a future one would be, Paolo Banchero. And Paolo Banchero, and I'm going to say it the way it's supposed to be Latino, Paolo Banchero. Paolo Banchero is a future All-NBA All-Star. To me, he's a more athletic Julius Randle. He's a more athletic Julius Randle to that aspect. He's not a bully. He's not a
Yeah,
bully.
I agree, Dwight. He matches up really good with our with Julius. But I think that we match up pretty good. It's always a good battle between the two of them. We'll see now because he's a little older. He's a young gun battling a senior, and we're gonna see how that goes right now. He's gotten a little bit better. Orlando's a little bit better than since the last time we met them. Like I said, but I think it's gonna be a really good matchup. But we're playing them over there, and Orlando's always a good playoff town. They've gotten to the playoff over the years, and at least 20 years, a few times more than we have the Knicks. So let's not sleep. Let's get this win.
Yep. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Go ahead. You're gonna say something, Knicks?
Yeah. Hit that like, smack that like, smack that like, smack that like, yo.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Yes, sir. Big game today. So I like what I'm gonna see from France is gonna be good. Hopefully that brings out the best out of RJ. The Julius Randle Paolo Banchero matchup's gonna be good. Jalen Suggs, he's gonna give a young a little. He's gonna come with a lot of energy. Pause. He plays 48 minutes. If you watch him play, he's very exciting now. He went through a slump last year when they drafted him. He couldn't find his rhythm, but he plays with a whole lot of energy. When he comes out, he's running, he's diving. He's gonna be a lot of energy. So I want to see which guards match up with him. I think Dante DiVincenzo can slow him down, but if he's playing one-on-one with Jalen Brunson, it's going to be interesting. So you're going to see a pretty good shootout today from the guards. Anthony Black, he's a young kid that they just drafted this year again. Guess what? Number one pick. Number one, not overall number one, but in the first round. So he's a good young cat. He's tall. I want to say 6'8", 6'9", kind of like a Jalen Williams, just young. He's got good handle, can shoot. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play today. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be another close game. I got us pulling out the win, hopefully within a 4, but it's going to be a very close game.
Hey, Blaze, stop harassing our Knicks fans. They not becoming Heat fans, bro. We loyal on this side, all right? Stop that, bro.
Hey, but he did say one thing. He did say free Grimes, and the last 2 times we played Orlando, Grimes did play well. So hopefully we can find some good minutes for Grimes. Hopefully Grimes can find his rhythm today too as well. When we do play Orlando, he does play well. So let's look for that out there. I got us with a dub. I got us as this a game that's going to get us into a rhythm, and hopefully sometime next week we get Jericho Sims back. That's all I got for the Orlando game today. Any final thoughts for you guys? The Orlando game? Anything? Any other topics we spoke about today?
Orlando. Is my mic on?
Yeah, you on?
I just making sure. Yo, we should get this dub. You know me, I'm always come on here and say that we're gonna catch this dub. Yeah, I mean, ain't no losing mindset over here. So hopefully, yeah, I mean, we get this dub and like you said, we get the win roll going. Yeah, I mean, and if it was this same time last year, we went on a win streak. Let's get it started. Yeah, I mean, a lot sooner than later. I'm definitely waiting for this win streak.
Yeah, let's go, man. We'll see right now. I already gave my thoughts about it. So
Yep.
Go
And
Knicks.
salute to everybody in the chat. Morning Brews Sports Network. Salute to them
Salute.
today.
Full brim salute to y'all. Full brim salute.
Yes, sir. Full brim salute. Here. Salute to Just Knicks, always checking in. Appreciate that replay gang. Coach checking in out there. Even Johnny Harris, Mr. J Blaze himself.
Even Jay Blaze. Yeah. Salute Jay Blaze.
Replay gang, if you're watching this, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend that it's them again. I'm looking to see this today. I'm going to see Jalen Brunson to take that challenge on against Jalen Suggs. So Jalen Brunson, so Jalen versus Jalen. It's going to be a battle to Jalen Suggs versus Jalen Brunson. There could only be one.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike the Specialist. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the fourth wheel, Money Mel. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he'll join this show this season. But yeah, shout out to everybody. I would like to thank everybody for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here rocking with us. Yeah, you know what I mean,
You heard? Let's go.
you
Knicks.
already know what it is.
Yeah,
Salute.
let's get that dub. We'll see you guys Sunday, 5 p.m. If you're checking it out, we're here Fridays, 5 p.m., Sunday, 5 p.m., and then we'll sprinkle on out throughout the week. So we'll see you guys
Peace and
Sunday.
love, everybody. Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad.
Word.
Hey,
Happy
be
New
safe
Year's.
out
Happy
there.
New Year's.
Wait, hold on.
Like and
It's
subscribe
Sunday.
to
What's
the
Sunday?
organic show.
It's Sunday the 31st.
Sunday is the 31st.
Okay, so we'll say that next on the show. We'll give you guys Happy New Year next time. But we still all love it.
Definitely.
Happy New Year, but we'll
Peace
check
and
it out.
love. Peace and love.